So I think we've potentially lost Subway as a client this week. Based on yesterday's conversation, I think Kit Kat is never going to advertise here. So let's check in with Chris Father Gilbrown from youtube.com/that'srank and see what other food companies we could potentially never, ever have as sponsors on BTR. Hi, Chris.
We'll see where we go today, John. I'm curious, what's got your nose up today?
Pardon?
What has your nose up?
What has my nose up?
Yeah.
My face.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I'll accept it. Look.
Well, you're asking stupid questions, so...
Well, I've got a stupid story. So if you lived in
figured you
Colorado Springs, the only thing you'd be getting your nose up about would be peanuts. Regular, plain, run-of-the-mill peanuts. And I love the look on your face right now because you clearly have no idea where this is going. And
I never do.
Well, what's great about this is if I
Even
gave
on
you
my
10...
own show, Chris, I have no idea where it's going.
Well, if I gave you 10 years to guess the answer, you'd probably never figure it out. So let's get into this.
Yes, sir.
In Colorado Springs, there's a mountain known as Pike's Peak, also known as America's Mountain. And why that's more American than Mount Rushmore, I'll never know. Maybe the mountain grows apple pies and hot dogs instead of creepy faces of deceased presidential figures. Maybe that's what it is. But it's not an arduous climb. It can be done inside of a few hours, so hikers enjoy the mountain. And it's also got a long tradition involving peanuts. And this past week, 53-year-old Bob Salem decided to take the challenge. And that goal is to push a peanut up the mountain using your nose.
Okay.
So let's be clear. He's not carrying it on or in his nose.
No.
He's on the ground pushing it with
it.
his nose. Yeah. This is a proud tradition that goes back 150 years. And Bob set out to try to break the world record, which is currently set at 8 days. Apparently, it's a little bit time-consuming to be doing a belly crawl while pushing a peanut with your schnoz. Who knew?
You think?
Anyway, Bob strategically did most of his pushing at night, stating that in the daylight, it meant he'd have to stop every 5 to 10 minutes to take pictures with people who wanted a moment with this local celebrity and talk to them, that kind of thing. Yeah, Bob, I'm sure the paparazzi was out in full force. But you know what? He pushed on. He wound up using about 24 peanuts over his climb because some fell into the cracks between rocks on the trail and he couldn't get them back. Now, there's no rule that says it had to be the same peanut, but he had to resume exactly where he was in order for it to be labeled an official climb. Now, Bob went at this alone because of the angle of the climb, he couldn't carry his supplies on his back. So what he did was run ahead about as far as he could, drop his backpack off, and then double pack and make the journey again with the peanut and nose in tow. Now, oddly,
it's awfully complicated, Chris.
Yeah, it's a big process. He ate peanuts to sustain his energy, along with Pop-Tarts, bananas, crackers, and I swear to God, this is true. He says an old can of 1964 survival food that has some carbohydrate candies in it. Anyway, Bob is now officially a record world holder, having it gotten done in 7 days. So, you know what? Give it up for Bob Salem here on BTR here today. John is well into this. All right. Well, a city representative was at the finish line where they awarded him a plaque and a jewelry box to house the final peanut commemorating his incredible service to the city. Upon completion, Bob said that he's ready for a shower and a nap. So the only question left on my mind is, John, will you be making the climb anytime soon and try to beat Bob's record?
The answer to your question, Chris Father Gilbrown, and thank you for asking, is no.
That's a shame. I'd film it. I think we could make a hell of a video out of that.
I have time to push a peanut up a hill.
You've got nothing but time. Do your BTR listeners by your side? It's all good, John.
God bless radio automation. Yes, Chris. Sign me up. No. Chris Father... that's the end?
That's the end.
All right.
There's no further story.
Chris Father Gilbrown is on YouTube, youtube.com/that'srank.